Everyone, welcome to the Brick House, where if you haven't been here before, I go over all things pop culture, sometimes news, sometimes political, sometimes current events. Today, I've got some Disney news. Disney's been my favorite punching bag recently, and man, they just make it so easy. Well, today, folks, I pulled this article from Forbes, and it's the 4 flops of 2023 that cost Disney $1 billion. From Caroline Reed, Disney has revealed that it spent $965 million on 4 of its most high-profile streaming and film flops this year. Now, keep in mind, this number could actually be higher because of what we found out about Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, that they actually underreported the budget for that film. So, it could be a safe assumption that Disney's underreporting their budgets on all of their films. Not to mention the fact that these budgets here look like they don't also contain the dollars spent for promotions, marketing, advertising, the dollars spent for reshoots. So these numbers could actually be higher. Disney's been on a cost-cutting drive since its chief executive, Bob Iger, returned to the helm of the company in November last year. That would be 2022. 3 months later, he told investors that the studio needs to reduce costs on everything that we make because, while we're extremely proud of what's on the screen, it's gotten to a point where it's extraordinarily expensive. That's not an exaggeration. Budgets of movies and streaming shows are usually confidential as studios combine the cost of them and their overall expenses and don't itemize how much they spend on each one. Well, we got a little chart here. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, released February of this year. Cost so far, $193 million. Little Mermaid, released May of 2023, $265 million. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, almost $295 million. And Secret Invasion, the titular Nick Fury series on Disney Plus that nobody watched, $211, almost $212 million. That is an insane budget for a 6-episode streaming show. As we have reported extensively, productions made in the UK are an exception. Studios have to set up separate companies to make each one and get a cash reimbursements of up to 25% of the money they spend in the UK. Each company has to file financial statements and they shine a spotlight on the spending. Disney is filming increasingly more content in the UK to take advantage of this incentive. It was home to 4 of the most expensive productions released by the studio this year, and they have also been amongst its worst performers. The ignominious list kicked off in February with Disney's Marvel's superhero caper, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. The movie opened to lukewarm reviews, but no expense was spared as Disney spent a total of $193.2 million on pre-production and filming, as we revealed. The Little Mermaid seemed set to make a bigger splash, but ended up floundering. Yeah, because they changed Ariel, changed the story, crappy CGI, crappy effects. There you go. The movie was branded as woke for updating the story of Disney's 1989 cartoon and was also criticized for its CGI, which made once cute characters look like eerie aliens. And they did. Sandcastle Pictures, Disney UK subsidiary, behind The Little Mermaid, spent a total of $265 million by August. Staffing was one of the single biggest costs for the production team, peaking at 252 people and cumulative pay coming to more than $26.9 million. The financial statements reveal that the movie's cost was forecasted to be over the production budget due to the potential COVID-19 impact. The company received a $4.1 million furlough grant from the UK government to help it through the pandemic, as well as a cash reimbursement of $53.4 million. It put Disney's net spending on the movie to $212.1 million, giving it a $70 million profit on its $282 million share of the box office. However, it doesn't stop there. Like Quantumania, its costs are set to swell in its next financial statements, as the movie was only a month and a half into post-production at the date of the latest filings. And there's the rub, folks. You know, Disney spent $100 million more on Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness than they reported. So I think it's safe to say this could be, I don't know, 300 million plus for Little Mermaid. You could be talking at 193. That could be 250 million plus. Ant-Man and the Wasp. And again, that doesn't include marketing and advertising and all the other ancillaries and reshoots. Disney had yet another bite of the blockbuster cherry with the premiere of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny in June. There were high hopes for the fifth film in the Indiana Jones series after the trailers showing a de-aged Harrison Ford were well received. It didn't come cheap. November 22, we revealed the UK Express newspaper that Disney had spent $294.7 million on the movie. That only covered pre-production, filming, and 1 month of post, so the spending doesn't stop there. It got $55.8 million reimbursement, bringing its net cost down to $238.9, meaning that we need to gross $477.8 million for Disney to break even. No, that's not quite true. You have to take that by 2.5. So if we take the 238.9 times 2.5, it needed more like 600 million to break even. And again, can't say this enough, that doesn't include the marketing budget, the promotional budget. So far, the movie's only made $357.9 million, and its costs are set to surge in its next set of financial statements. Disney may end up making a loss on what seemed to be a surefire hit. No, that's a loss. Ant-Man's a loss. Little Mermaid was a loss. Then came Secret Invasion, based on beloved Marvel comic series about a race of shape-shifting aliens secretly invading the corridors of power. This Disney Plus streaming show had also great potential. However, its serious tone, gaping plot holes, and poor CGI put off fans, leading to its crescendo becoming the single lowest rated Marvel episode of any Marvel streaming series, with just 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. It didn't follow the source material. That's its biggest problem. Check out Secret Invasion in the comics. You'll find an entirely different story. Unlike theatrical releases, subscribers don't pay per show on Disney Plus. Instead, they are charged a single fee, which grants them access to all of its new content throughout the year, with or without advertising, depending on how much they pay. This makes it impossible to calculate how much revenue is generated by each show. However, there's no doubt about the cost of making Secret Invasion, as it too was filmed in the UK. As we revealed, the show baffingly, had a budget of $211.6 million despite the shortcomings of its visuals. Not to mention the AI used on the opening, which looked like crap. It brings the total bill on these 4 productions to $965 million, and that largely doesn't even include post-production costs. No wonder Bob Iger wants to slash spending, but if he doesn't manage to improve the audience reception, it still might not be the dream ticket. So, tell me what you guys think. Comment down below. Share your thoughts. Share your opinion. While you're at it, please take the time to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell to get notified when my content's available here on YouTube. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.